Dr. King once said, love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. spent his whole life working on making the world a better place for all of us.
And nothing inhibits your capabilities. You can be anything if you put your mind to it.
This is the 25th year of the Martin Luther King Jr. Oratory Competition presented by our law firm. We started it back in Houston back in the late 1990s with just 8 schools, and now we've grown to 24 schools with hundreds of participants.
I choose to be colorblind. I'd rather be colorblind than let the color of another person's skin get in the way of meeting my best friend. Dr. King said it best. If we do not learn to live together as friends, we die as fools.
I really like seeing the kids being able to express themselves and figure out a speech that means something to themselves and using their own voices to communicate with people that they might not have communicated with before.
This competition changed the trajectory of my entire life.
Y'all know I'm a Baptist preacher from the South. And there's no way y'all could expect to give a Baptist preacher from the South 3 minutes, an audience, and a microphone, and expect him not to preach.
Yeah, that little guy, that was me. Chase Roberts, 2015 winner of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Oratory Competition. Participating in this competition has served as a launching pad into numerous opportunities that I otherwise would not have known.
I think that this competition is a great way for you to connect with your students. It is an awesome opportunity for your 4th and 5th graders to express themselves. The opportunity to speak what their truth is about what's going on in our daily society.
I was the winner of this competition in 2001. Since then, I've become an entrepreneur and franchisee. I've been civically engaged and active in my community, and I've been employed by nonprofit organizations with socially conscious missions. I owe so much of that to the foundations that I got from this very competition. I wish I had time to tell you how even my first 2 jobs out of college were a direct result of being a part of this very program.
And we think it's important to remember, why do we have the Dr. King holiday? And it's to remember him, it's to think about what he did, to think about what his accomplishments were, to think about what he stood for, and to think about, well, how is that relevant today?
I believe that Dr. King would have wished that no one would feel scared to go to school or a concert or any public event. Sometimes I feel we are further from Dr. King's dream than ever.
For all students, specifically these students, I think that they have to recognize their gifts. And society often, for students of color, may not necessarily recognize their capability. And I think for these students, this competition allows us to recognize their brilliance.
If the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. were here today to speak to children like you and me, I am positive that he would say, "My dear children, although we have not fulfilled the dream, we cannot lose hope."
So rewarding for me is to see the growth that these kids go through. What I tell them, even though it's about Dr. King, even though it's about his philosophy and his ideas and his speeches and everything else, they really get to tell their own story and incorporate themselves into their speech. It allows them the opportunity to express themselves to the community at large.
They're doing this when they're in 4th or 5th grade to a very large audience of people, and that's really quite an accomplishment. So that's what I would say to them, is that this really is just the first step in what could be a very brilliant career for you.
It really does give you confidence and belief and hope for the future that kids are really thinking about Dr. King like this and using this as a basis for them to do greater and better things.
100% endorse this program. I think it's a great program for the kids.
I would encourage any school that can take part in this competition to do so.
So I say to you, Do not let the troubles of this world cause you to stumble, but press on. Press on and do not be afraid.